We about to open up a whole can of primatology discussion. So sit your candy ass down because it's monkey time, bitch. Gorilla Radio. Turn that shit to a reasonable volume so as to be considerate of others.
Monkeys go directly to hell. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 66 of Gorilla Radio Show. Now, I just got off of doing thesis research data collection for the entire week, so I haven't been checking Twitter or the news or anything.
I just got off of a call with Jamie Harrison, and he just told me that he needs $47 right now because there's still a chance.
Yeah, I just
got mauled by.
Did something happen? Like
Nothing ever happens.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Are we gonna address it?
We have to address it, right? Donald Trump is dead. The Lord
killed.
Finally smoked.
He was
killed
badly
badly by one of the macaques that I released from the
was,
Alpha Genesis laboratory in South Carolina.
Similar to ISIS, we will be claiming responsibility for the terror attack that occurred
for the monkey
in Beaufort
escape.
County, South Carolina this past week.
Donald Trump
we
will
released
begin
those
to
monkeys.
cough in 7 days.
The Al
Dun-dun-dun.
Capuchin brigades have claimed another colonizer down.
We've sent diseases. These
Crack
macaques
her
are your
down.
locusts.
We started with the monkeys. Next is the locusts.
Yeah, let's just address it for a few minutes so that we can try and have a normal episode after this. But I just want to say to everyone at home, whether you chose to vote or you chose not to vote, that's a personal choice. And it is, if you are a socialist of any type, and you chose to not vote for Kamala, and Kamala lost, obviously, do not let liberals come to you and tell you it's your fault. First off, we number far too few to have an impact on our election.
She lost so bad.
And second off, if you truly do believe in harm reduction, as all leftists should in some way believe in reducing the harm for as many people around the world as they can, and as leftists, as socialists, as communists, as Marxists, we believe in the international working class, the international proletariat. And so everyone has a choice to do their own thing, and I do not blame people who did vote for Kamala, but I do believe that it is perfectly fair to not vote for her in the hopes that you, as someone who is following the wishes of the Palestinian people who have asked Americans to not vote for Kamala, that is a form of harm reduction of its own. That you are doing your best to, A, not attach your name specifically to a genocide. You are voicing your displeasure with the American administration. And as a good socialist, voting in a bourgeois election is not necessarily something you need to do anyway. If you want to read more or you want to learn some more about why socialists don't necessarily need to vote in a bourgeois democracy, W.E.B. Du Bois had a wonderful piece written in 1958 called "I Will Not Vote." Furthermore, if you want to do any other reading, the 18th Brumaire is like an excellent analysis of kind of the same political situation we're in today, albeit it's, based 2 centuries ago. The political environment is much the same, and a lot of the main characters can be stand-ins for current politicians. One other thing that you should never let a liberal do to you is tell you that you failed the party, that you failed the Democrats, or you failed Kamala, or you failed Joe, or you failed anyone. Because it is not citizens that fail politicians. It is politicians that fail citizens. We live in a bourgeois democracy. This election was, 85% Hitler versus 100% Hitler. People who want to vote for Hitler are not going to vote for 85% Hitler. And people who don't want Hitler at all are not going to vote at all. So that is why you got such a low turnout. And that is why Donald Trump won. Because Kamala was offering nothing substantively different than Donald Trump. And it is our duty now, not only as socialists, but as good people, and quite frankly, if we want to go there, as good Americans, to do everything in your power to protect women, trans people, queer people, anyone in your life who is threatened by the Trump administration in any way, because they will be under a bit more of a direct threat than they were under Kamala, who was mainly indifferent, but also did nothing to stop Republicans. So just, remember, protect, protect, protect. The anarchists have a saying, and they're wrong about most things, but they are right about this, which is that we keep us safe. Do everything you can to be involved, and remember, building dual power is not always going to a stupid fucking march that doesn't get anything done. It is, working to organize your workplace. It is organizing the tenants in your apartment building. It is having a community garden. It is feeding people. It is trying to clothe and house the unhoused and unclothed. We have a duty to our fellow man, to take care of one another, especially when our government and our society does not want to do those things. So please, it's okay to be upset about the whole thing, but just remember, for the majority of us who live under immense privilege, life will not substantively change. And for those whose material conditions will suffer, do everything you can to support them. That's all I've got to say about the election.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all I've got is if you want to know why Kamala lost, go read about the Whig Party. An opposition candidate will never be president, because you have to stand for something if you want to rule a country, fundamentally.
There's an excellent country song about this by Clint Black. It's called You Got to Stand for Something. And the whole song is just, you've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. So
true.
Remember that when you realize why the Democrats just seemingly rolled over at the end of this. And in 4 years, remember that. Next time you have to, Pokemon go to the polls and the Democrats are offering you nothing other than pointing up the hill and saying, Batman up there. That's not a political platform. That is never a political platform. And if you want substantive change, you need to find politicians who will, A, do that, and you need to build your community to fight for that. The American political system does not work for you. It is not designed to. It never has. Sometimes things may be better. Sometimes things may be worse. But they are never good enough for the working class.
Well, that was I like both of your things.
Yeah. Greg said it all, I think.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
I hope this completely dispels any and all rumors that you fucking idiots think I'm right wing.
Thank you. Okay. So, Greg knocked it out of the park there. What I want to say is that the Democrats have completely failed and ate shit on a level I've never seen in my lifetime, I don't think.
Heretofore unseen. This is Jimmy Carter in when did Reagan
80?
get elected? 80? This is Carter in 1979 levels of bullshit.
Kamala, sorry, I just misgendered Kamala here. Kamala lost by so much, it's incredible.
He, him, Kamala. We can make this a reality.
Yeah, we can make this real. She's going to live in exile in fucking California.
Yeah, we're never going to hear about her again.
Donald Trump is going to keep Biden in the White House sweeping the floors like fucking Puyi.
Yeah, he's going to put like a collar on him and have him walk hands and knees around.
Do you think Kamala is going to go the way of Stacey Abrams, or do you think she's going to keep trying to run for president?
Probably going to keep running for president, but
really,
listen, here's the thing. The Democrats have completely lost. For 2 years, they can do nothing. In this 2 years, we need to ruthlessly crush them. Our backs are against the walls. We have literally nothing to lose. Everything under heaven is in chaos. The conditions are excellent.
Folks,
that
go
is
out
true.
And kill your local.
Hold on. I didn't say that.
I want to remind you all that when your local DSA chapter says we should endorse the Democrat running for city council, you should hit them with a shovel. Yeah. Okay? And you really should be we should be doing all we can to build parallel structures of power. A lot of people will call me a tanky for what I'm about to say, but the Bolsheviks spent the better part of 10 years doing that before they could even attempt to seize power. And we need to remember, they failed the first time they attempted to seize power. There is a period between 1907 and 1910 that leftists and the world writ large believe Tsarism had won. Tsarism was re-exerting its control, re-exerting its influence, re-exerting everything about it that had kept it in power for the previous 1,000 years. But it was not true. It was not It was a facade. They were a shell of themselves. It took hundreds of years for feudalism to fall. There is no reason to believe that capitalism could be any different. You cannot fight for your own personal tomorrow. You need to fight for your children's and your children's children's children's. If we can improve material conditions by just a percentage point today, that adds up.
Defeated armies learn their lesson, is what Lenin said about that specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. And we can apply that lesson directly to the Republicans. They were a defeated army who learned their lesson. That's why abortion was barely mentioned in this entire campaign. The Republicans realized losing issue. If we focus on it too much,
abortion
we won't
rights
win.
Got more votes than Kamala.
It did, yeah. And that's the thing, right?
Yeah, abortion was on the ballot
in a lot of states,
abortion
and it
won wholehandedly in very, very red states, in incredibly red states.
Florida. The only reason it didn't win is because it was like 1% away from 60%, which it needed because it was a constitutional amendment or whatever it was. It needed like that supermajority.
Yeah, so in Florida, they've got their own little fascistic way to prevent constitutional amendments from passing, which is that they have to reach 60%.
California just didn't even need to do that. They just went ahead and like constitutionally enshrined prison slave labor because it's a nation of settler colonial crack cookers.
You just sound like you have a stutter.
It really is.
No, I'm doing the...
I know what you're doing. It sounds like you have a stutter.
Yeah. So just please remember that many of you are completely safe. There's really nothing that, and also, truth be told, remember this, everyone listening. You made it through the first 4 years of Donald Trump, all right? Politically, he is no different than George Bush. He is just a bit more uncouth in the way that he speaks.
Yep. And George Bush killed a million people in the Middle East, so, not looking good. But...
Yeah, in a lot of ways, George Bush is worse.
Yeah.
So please remember that you are more valuable here with us now, struggling for a better tomorrow, than you are taking your own life, hurting yourself, or giving up.
Yeah, fleeing the country, Doesn't do anything.
Revolutionary optimism is key. You have to always believe that better future is possible.
Never kill yourself.
So we have to address the elephant in the room really quickly.
Ironically, he's a very small guy.
The real reason that Democrats lost this election cycle is they have scorned Peanut the Squirrel. They have turned Peanut the Squirrel into a revolutionary martyr, and his soul carried the spirit of Donald Trump to victory.
In 15 years,
I will
the
say
historians do the analysis
did almost win New York.
They will include Peanut.
Did he almost win New York?
Well, he performed better than any Republican has there since Reagan's first election.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like...
To be clear, I think that is because...
he, instead of the normal margins, which are like a sod for the Democrats, like 80-20, New York, he almost 50-50'd the vote in New York City.
That's crazy.
To be clear, I think that's because despite Kamala running on telling Palestinian protesters to shut the fuck up, that still wasn't enough for conservative Jewish people in New York City, to my understanding, and they just overwhelmingly picked Trump instead. But I don't know, I could be wrong. But
that's what's so funny. And this is the thing that Trump and we'll go get to Peanut in a second, but I just want to say this one last thing. Like Greg was saying, like we were saying, the Republicans learned their lesson. They doubled down on what worked, they abandoned what didn't. The Democrats refuse to double down on any situation ever, on any topic, except Israel and Palestine, which is a bad topic, which is like continually, like month over month, day over day, shows that no one is supporting the Democrats because of their murderous rampage to kill all Palestinians. And in fact, all the people who want to kill Palestinians would prefer Trump did it because he would do it better.
War is unpopular. And there's been so much war from, he was given 1 billion fucking F-16s to Ukraine. Sorry, but that was not popular among anyone but I don't know, white dads maybe.
Not even just a bunch of 17-year-olds with Doge profiles.
Yeah.
Buy crypto. Right now, buy crypto and invest that into the revolution.
You should. You guys have seen the fucking meme about how every time something bad happens to Democrats' response is not to do any self-reflection. It's just to go, we got to get more racist. And if you just log on to x.com, the everything app right now,
There's
you
people
will
on
see
Reddit
liberals.
like getting their neighbors deported
Yeah.
because they assume they voted for
Yeah,
Trump.
you will just roll up onto any social media platform filled with liberals right now, and they are attempting to get Hispanics deported. They are praying that Donald Trump turns Gaza into a parking lot. They are, basically saying, black people abandon us, which they didn't. They still overwhelmingly voted for fucking Kamala. But they are like going, we should deport all the Mexicans now. Like this is the kind of shit. The Democratic Party is not. I will repeat. It is not a party of the actual American electorate at all. It hasn't been in a long time, and when they do shit like this, when they do the shit they're doing right now, they're handing the Republicans the Republicans' favorite talking point. And the Republicans' favorite talking point about the Democrats is this is the party of slavery and the Civil War. And when the Democrats start being more racist, they're just handing them that on a silver platter.
Okay, so
I'm tired of
let's talk
bourgeois
about
fucking
Peanut the
politics. Okay, yeah, let's talk about Peanut.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about Peanut. So
let's talk about Peanut's dad's dick.
Not yet.
We'll get there.
So
is it big?
Austin will tell
us. Imagine the following. It's November 2nd. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm writing up this episode write-up because I see something on Twitter of, a small handful of weird conservative dads going like, rip Peanut the squirrel. And it's like, all right, what the fuck are they talking about? Little did I know that it would snowball into the righteous army of squirrel revolutionaries and fucking petite bourgeois animal sanctuary owners steamrolling the Democratic Party. But essentially, Peanut the Squirrel 12 on Instagram posted, "Well, Internet, you won. You took one of the most amazing animals away from me because of your selfishness. To the group of people who call DEC, there's a special place in hell for you."
What is the DEC?
The Department of Environmental Conservation.
Okay. Today at 10 a.m. Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, the New York State DEC showed up to my house and took Peanut. He was taken to be euthanized. I'm in shock, disbelief, and disgusted to the people who did this to Peanut, stylized capital P-N-U-T.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. For the last 7 years, Peanut has been my best friend. He's been the center of my world and many of yours for so long. And then this guy, this OnlyFans guy, who's presumably straight, Austin puts in the notes.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. There's a flow.
Yeah,
to
but
this.
I want to just bring this up. Moved to New York in hopes of starting a non-profit animal rescue in Peanut's name. And I think that is why we decided to talk about this. Because, some of you out there might be saying, oh, hey, actually it is bad that the government showed up and killed this guy's squirrel for no reason. Dear listener, this guy was up to no fucking good, okay? He was trying to start some shit.
I'm going to be honest, I'm very skeptical of him. I'm skeptical of all people who get some kind of illegal pet and then pivot to being a quote-unquote sanctuary owner in order to skirt responsibility for that.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the ramifications of that played out very clearly here.
Are squirrels illegal to have as pets?
In New York, they are.
In most places, like when you take in, you're not allowed to just take in an animal from the outside and keep him in your home as a pet. There have been many disasters because of that, this included, and that's...
Okay, I'm going to make a blanket statement because I have read nothing. I know nothing about Peanut. This is all going to be new to me as it is to you, dear listener. I think you should be allowed to have a squirrel as a pet. Just that full stop. I think that should be allowed. They seem cool.
I do.
If you can have a rat as a pet,
here's two things.
Why can't
Let's consult the expert.
If you can have a rat as a pet, you should be able to have a squirrel. They're both rodents.
Well, here's the thing. When you take an animal from the outside, it becomes a rabies disease vector.
Did he take Peanut from outside, like as a baby?
Yes.
Did he get him his shots?
I don't know, not to my knowledge.
If he got him his shots, what's the fucking problem?
I don't think they...
You know what? Actually, The New York State DEC is fascist.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
Justice for Peanut.
And already Greg's back to being right wing, and you hate to see it. No, okay, so here's the thing, right? I understand why people are upset about this massive overreaction. Peanut the squirrel probably did not have rabies, but like, you moved to a state where you knew having a pet squirrel was illegal, and you just asked all of your followers, please do not report me to the wildlife authorities for having this illegal animal in my home. Because, you know, starting a nonprofit business around, like, I don't know, just animals that you are completely, as a complete amateur, just taking in, which, for the record, he goes on in this post to mention that he has, like, nearly 400 animals. He started this nonprofit a year ago, and he already has 400 animals crammed onto his fucking property.
Yeah, let me read
like,
this
is not a
post.
responsible person. This is not a responsible wildlife rehabilitator. This is a fucking hoarder and a grifter. And you want to know why else he's a grifter? Is because every video of Peanut the squirrel, he's wearing sweatpants and like purposefully showing his dick print because he's a fucking OnlyFans model.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But he has, like, you know, hundreds of videos of him jacking off and then coming into his asshole.
Which Austin watched in full.
What?
Yeah, no, hold on, because when
what is he doing?
We went completely out of order here, but I needed
beating his meat.
I needed to show you all how I grew from being like, that seems like an overreaction, to being like, I think we should have fucking done him and all of his animals like the goddamn Czar's family. No, but
can I read this a little bit right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Austin was saying, this guy moved to New York for the express purpose.
According to him.
This is his own words. I'm going to read this. Last year, we moved to New York in hopes of starting a non-profit, all caps, animal rescue in Peanut's name, stylized the way I said before. It's titled, the name of this sanctuary is Peanut's Freedom Farm. Weird. I'm just going to say, that's a weird name for an animal sanctuary. Peanut's Freedom Farm will forever live in Peanut's memory. With over 350 rescues, we've relied heavily on Peanut and his internet family to gather donations to help more animals. Folks, he is selling dick coming in ass pictures to fund an illegal animal rescue.
He was in racial chat rooms showing cock.
Yes, he's coming in his own asshole, Greg, from what I know.
How?
I want to describe what I think this looks like, and I want you to tell me if I'm right or not.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm imagining this guy's laying on his back, legs pulled all the way up.
Not quite.
And he is just beating that shit crazy style until he's about to come, and then he like folds his dick into his asshole. No. And just lets it shoot.
Wait. Hold on. Chandran, can you do that with your dick?
I don't think so.
That would rip my dick off of my body.
I don't think I could do it, but this guy does it for money, so I assume he just got some weird shit going on.
Maybe he's
got a talent.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Is really flexible.
Here's what happened. There's this massive Twitter brigade of entirely conservatives talking about how this is why we need to vote for Trump, because we need to get these goddamn squirrel murdering Democrats out of office. And then one person in the comments to Ian Miles Chong's fucking tweet said, does he still do OnlyFans? And like 8 people responded yes. And I was like, huh?
Interesting.
So let me skip ahead in my document for a moment here.
Did you put the gay porn in the document?
No. I did not put the gay porn in the document.
I want to see it.
During my investigation, I am like, what the fuck? I can't find this because Squirrel Dad got suspended on Twitter and on OnlyFans. So
no way.
Huh? What the hell is he doing that he got suspended from Twitter and OnlyFans?
Feet in racial chat rooms.
The owner of Peanut the Squirrel is Mark Longo, a 34-year-old OnlyFans model who has an immigrant German wife. I don't know why they emphasize that, but she's a white woman with like full neck tattoos, like completely covered, to give you an idea of the vibe.
I would have expected this guy to be gay.
The idea of the vibe in this house.
Well, you look at this guy and you see that you see a gay man.
Yeah, right.
Well, he probably is.
So there's like this conservative guy who's clearly very deeply closeted because he's posting like 10 replies going like, "Whoa, did you know that this guy has a bunch of jack off videos online? That's crazy. Oh my god, and he's super hung too. Isn't that weird? Rest in peace, Peanut the Squirrel, though." And other than that, all of his posts are like insane QAnon shit. I wrote, "Okay, it's 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:02:24, and I'm currently tracking down this guy's OnlyFans page. I'm only going to say this once: I'm not sexually aroused by this experience. His OnlyFans page is suspended, but he has a backup alternate account called Squirrel Daddy. His description reads, Peanut's dad, very kinky player. Legal note, all the content of my OnlyFans is owned by Squirrel Dad 12. And then he has his Amazon wish list linked right below that. And the only thing on it is a pair of
On Cloud running sneakers,
size 11, and a bottle of Lubriderm.
Well, I sure shit do have a pair of On Cloud running shoes. I'm looking at them right now.
So I'm like thinking, what does he mean by very kinky? I'm imagining he's like shoving these shoes up his fucking asshole or something.
Well, he's like coming in his own ass.
So I'm like trying to find it. Like, does he have a preview? Does he have a content preview anywhere? Nope, it's all locked and paywalled. So I just Google Mark Longo videos.
And you could have paid $5 from the company account to buy this.
No.
Can you imagine us having to dispute that with the bank?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you don't want to give this guy $5. He's a freak.
So like
I have to do it and then dispute it.
It's 4 a.m. I Googled Mark Longo videos. I click on like the skeeviest site I can find. Click on a video. First like 30 seconds or so is him jerking his schmeat. He's shooting pre-cum all over the camera. I move ahead a bit. He's jerking off and coming still. I scrub ahead a little bit, and he has taken the cum that he cum from his wiener, and he is fingering his own asshole with it.
He is doing that. I'm looking at it right now. That's a lie.
Are you really?
No.
Link sauce.
So yeah, essentially, he took like an unusual animal for internet clout, and he's converted that to making money off of OnlyFans and starting a nonprofit. Which, by the way, people, listen to me. If you were considering starting a nonprofit, please reconsider. If you want to start an animal sanctuary, please ask yourself, is this a vanity project? Are there other competent animal sanctuaries in my area that aren't run out of the farm in my backyard? Am I qualified to take care of hundreds of animals without abusing the animals or your employees?
That last part is important.
Probably
not. You
can't
abuse your employees either.
Yeah, probably not, to be honest, man. So, the part of the reason I looked into the OnlyFans thing at first as well was because Mark Longo, to my knowledge, is not even a conservative or a Trump supporter. What he said about the raid...
He's a gay man.
What he said about the raid is that he thought that the New York State DEC was raiding him as retribution for the content he posts on his OnlyFans.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why I was like, is he fucking these animals? But no, he's just coming into his own ass.
I see. So this is written by the... Oh my god, I can't say that.
This article from 2022. Read this.
Okay.
Chandran, please do the honors.
This article is published by Queer TY asterisk. This article is written by the editors, so
by editors.
Yeah.
We need to talk about TikTok Squirrel Dad serving equal parts nuts and meat.
Yeah, and there's like some stills here. So this guy is like the way a lot of OnlyFans people are like just on TikTok and Instagram Reels, just like
always
posting
wearing
their little thirst
pants.
traps. Yeah. He has got the thinnest, tightest pair of sweatpants that has ever been manufactured on this
vacuum sealed to his fucking asshole.
You
know
can see every little
see the wrinkles,
piece of cellulite on that man's ass. The editor's right. This New York-based engineer has become an unlikely TikTok sensation by documenting his unique relationship with Peanut the Squirrel, though some fans appear to be scratching multiple itches as they follow the duo's exploits. As one gay fan put it in the comments, come for the nuts, stay for the meat.
We need to have a conversation about gay men in this country.
We really do. No, Austin can't say it, but I can say it.
Pretend Chandran said that.
We need to have a conversation about gay men in this country. They need something.
What is that conversation?
All I can say about it, really, something needs to happen. Something must change. If you are a gay
what is
man,
to be done, Chandran?
You must take the onus on yourself to change, right? Michael Jackson said it once, but it starts by looking in the fucking mirror, folks. Okay, consider your behavior. Is that the behavior you want to see reproduced through the centuries?
Is this how
Can you keep huffing those poppers at 3 a.m. every Thursday night? It's a weekday. Go home. Get some sleep. Goddamn.
Go home to your family, dog. The cat's hungry. Get home.
You're doing the gay guy version of old guys saying, "Young people, pull up your pants."
I am. Jesus.
Back to the squirrel assassination. Someone perhaps correctly identified this arrangement as illegal, which, by the way, I don't know how long he was in New York, but they, for 7 years, they were willing to look away and be like, yeah, that's fine, until he started trying to make like a fucking animal abuse nonprofit fucking factory farm for content.
Well, I'm just gonna say, Austin, you were just in upstate New York.
Yes.
I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but having just driven across the entirety of upstate New York, there's a real feeling here that anything that doesn't happen in the 5 boroughs, it's kind of like Mad Max out there, man. I don't think that the state gives a single flying fuck what someone's doing if it's not in New York City.
A little bit, yeah. I won't disagree with you on that, but they do take environmental conservation very seriously. And honestly, I don't think Peanut the Squirrel was a risk. I think that this is maybe the only time in human history that Republicans have gotten mad at the government for, sort of overzealously enforcing the rule of law to a T.
Hold on. The Republicans love to get mad about when the government does raids. That's why they fucking hate the ATF. Maybe so. This is absolutely in their
They love when it
wheelhouse.
happens to immigrants, but not them, is what I mean.
Yeah, oh, well, that's the thing, right? Listen, this is the fascist conundrum.
Yeah, and it's weird that it happened to this guy, period, because, as a gay porn star, he is an out-group to them.
Yeah, I don't think that, registered with everyone. I think that...
Now remember,
the Republican...
he's not a gay porn star. Gay people just watch his porn. He has a wife. Yeah. I believe he is gay. But that's just because of the way he looks.
I also just...
And because he puts his own cum in his own butthole.
He does also put his own cum in his butthole, so he must, cum in his asshole. So I assume he has experience with it. Potentially from other men putting their cum in his asshole.
Second gone.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I can't be this homophobic. I'm not doing anything good for the community right now.
Dude, this is Donald Trump's America again. You really can't be.
Yeah, true. I'm just gonna fucking shave it all off, man. I'm going straight buzz cut. I'm staying blonde forever.
Going the skinhead route?
Yup. I gotta protect myself somehow.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation raided his home on a tip that something weird was happening with this guy's whole fucking deal. Because, by the way, I looked up his nonprofit. It's so recent that there's literally no financial information available about it. Usually when you look up a nonprofit and see if it's reputable, it'll have, a mission statement, a tax form, a report on expenses, maybe even, stakeholders such as a board or a director, and not just some guy in his backyard. But no, there's none of that. So New York State Department of Environmental Conservation checks in because another quick detour. I really do believe that they should be doing this to more roadside zoos. And this guy was basically going to be doing a roadside zoo, because if you scroll down his goddamn Instagram, I was scrolling for so long, and I only got like 3 months in because he posts every time he gets a new animal or an animal dies, and there's so many fucking posts, it's unbelievable. Like, that's not, like, dude, what are you doing? You should not be. Like, he has a video of him feeding goats, and there's like maybe 50 goats crowded around one bucket. There's also a dog there for some reason that he, like, I don't know. Why is he doing this? Who can say? So anyways, New York DEC confirms that he is in fact keeping dirty rodents from the outside in his home as a business model. So Mark starts a free peanut campaign, even though he was euthanized day one. He got like a bunch of people angry and posting like, dude, you gotta bring Peanut home, as if he wasn't already dead. Sorry. So in response, NYSDEC officially went out and released a statement saying that Peanut bit their employees at least one time, probably several times. And so because it is a disease-carrying rodent, they had to test it for rabies. And currently, the only medical means available to us to test rabies is to decapitate the animal. Out of an abundance of safety, because you will be killed by rabies, after they euthanize an animal, they will like test it for rabies. At least I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's only animals that have lived outside.
Okay, let me dispel some shit here, because this is Captain. I work with captive monkeys.
Okay.
They are not decapitating your dog or cat if you have to have them put down because they're old or sick. They only cut their heads off and check, because the way they test for rabies is they take a slice of the affected animal's brain and they look at it under a microscope. They're only doing that if they suspect the animal died of rabies, or if the animal has bitten a person and is unknown, and if their rabies vaccine status is unknown.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know, because I had a friend who had to put his cat down, and they like they had to do that.
Cut that motherfucker's head off.
So I don't know why that happened. I don't know. Maybe it's just like
took that motherfucker's head smooth off.
It's kind of fucked up. But thank you for
say the whole quote.
I can't say the whole quote.
Thank you for providing.
Took his head smooth off.
Move off.
Thank you for providing the context. I actually didn't know. I only know violence and cruelty to animals, I guess.
Austin is a purveyor of violence and cruelty to animals.
Unfortunately, this is just true.
Republicans on Twitter then...
Not even addressing it.
No, I promise I don't abuse animals. But anyways, in response...
He was abusing my hog pretty hard last night.
In response to this news, Republicans began advocating for Mark Longo to, quote, go John Wick and do a mass shooting at the New York Wildlife Services office. Like, several people were saying this. A bunch of other people were saying, you need to shoot and kill these people, to the point where one of the employees had to go like private on Twitter because I guess they were being threatened with real life guns over a fucking squirrel. And so I wanted to see just how many people were saying this. So I tried searching Peanut, but I have a couple of screenshots here that I want to read. It's this guy who has like the crucifix and an American flag emoji in his display name. And he says, this is why the Second Amendment exists and is crucial. Someone responds, genuinely asking, what does the Second Amendment have to do with this? And he says, you shoot the government agents who try to steal your pet.
No, I gotta hand it to him there. He got that one right.
So I searched Peanut, and I can't find anything else because there's thousands, tens of thousands probably, of people who have decided to start doing bets on Peanut the squirrel. You know how like you can just like put cryptocurrency into anything and it becomes a market? As soon as the squirrel died, thousands of Republicans took to Twitter to make a Peanut cryptocurrency and start gambling on this squirrel.
Buy Peanut coin. It will go up.
So there's already a crypto market called $Peanut because Twitter is, since being purchased by Elon Musk, filled entirely with petite bourgeois psychopaths and
They gamble like unemployed Serbians. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like where they all have an immense amount of money that they've gotten from like having like a series like Mexican slaves building houses for them, because all these guys are contractors. All right.
Yeah,
They're like that's how they, and they're all wildly wealthy from that now. Like they own a boat that they hate, and their bitch wife drives a Jeep, and they drive a Dodge Ram 2500 with the HID headlights, and the light bar, and the extra 3-inch lift kit. And like they do all day is go online and post about how football was better when the players were all white and everybody had brain damage, and what to do, like how to gamble on the next crypto market.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the SEC to not exist anymore. Once Elon Musk, Elon Musk is an official member of government, the federal government, and we no longer have an SEC, folks. You don't even gotta go to Vegas no more. Just log on to X.com, the everything app, and start gamble on cryptocurrency.
Oh my God! Hold on, my stupid fucking hick ass. I thought you meant the SEC, the football conference.
Yeah, them too.
I was like, you better fucking not, brother.
I was wondering why you reacted like that. That's crazy.
Craig has very strong opinions.
You hick motherfucker.
God, family, football.
So, remember? Okay, real quick.
Don't you roll tide at me?
I was about to roll tide at you.
Remember when Kamala released her policy page, and one of the bolded points was protect cryptocurrency investments to protect black men's investments? That was the most racist thing she's ever posted.
Oh, I could not believe it when I saw that.
What the fuck? What?
That's why she lost. That's why she
lost. She really lost because she was. I don't know who she was campaigning.
Nobody
like she was campaigning to like one of Elon's like black reply guys.
You know who she was campaigning?
She was campaigning to 6 dudes in Atlanta.
She was. You know who she was campaigning to? The fucking
Drake.
The fucking Democratic consultants that got paid $700 million.
Oh my God! She was campaigning directly to Barack Obama.
Yes, she was campaigning directly to the Democratic Party and not voters. That's why she lost. Moving on.
Campaigning to Jamie Harris.
The Democratic consultants.
That's a black man who owns crypto assets.
So it's also worth mentioning really quickly that Peanut the Squirrel is fucking fat as shit. Like he's big.
He's big. I was
morbidly obese.
Hey.
Yeah.
Past tense, please. He was big.
He was big as shit. He was
morbidly
just
obese.
Big and greedy. Every single video of Peanut the Squirrel, this guy is feeding him a entire waffle for some reason.
He's sometimes feeding him snacks.
That's not proper. That's not how you feed an animal. Like this is again animal abuse. Sorry.
He is sometimes feeding Peanut the Squirrel snacks straight out of his own mouth, which I saw and was disturbed by.
Also an OnlyFans pitch, I assume.
It must be. You can see his throat and everything. But to stay in the election area, to keep it relevant to current news, Donald Trump did make a statement about Peanut the Squirrel. Several statements. And folks, I am looking forward to when Peanut the Squirrel comes up in discourse within the next couple of weeks of why did Kamala lose. Because we're just like 3 days off of it. It's too fresh.
You know what?
We can't analyze it yet.
Someone did a Google search results analysis of people who were searching Peanut the Squirrel and people who were searching for Kamala's appearance on SNL, and it lined up almost perfectly with the actual electoral result.
Really?
The only difference is that Kamala lost North Carolina.
I see.
Oh, and Wisconsin.
And Georgia. And
well, no, if you look at the map,
no, the map of the Google,
map of the Google results, I'm showing it to you right now, is the electoral map, except it predicts her winning Wisconsin and North Carolina, which didn't happen.
No, I'm gonna pull up.
Nothing ever happened.
So, sorry to say, but I wrote this dumbass write up, at 4 a.m. and woke Greg up because he keeps his phone on vibrate under his bald ass head.
I gotta say,
yeah, he does do that.
I gotta say. What?
Anyway, continue.
Wait, were you talking? What were you saying?
I was
about
saying
me?
I woke you up because you keep your phone on vibrate under your head when you sleep, because I wrote this at 3
I
a.m.
don't
and
keep my
sent it
phone
to
on
you.
vibrate under my head when I sleep. It was the one night that I forgot to turn the goddamn do not disturb on, and it was vibrating on the headboard behind
I
me.
don't know. I think it's more interesting to imagine it resting
Well, I
directly
keep it.
underneath.
Usually, I wedge it between my ass
instead.
cheeks. But
So if anybody is
I
foolish enough to text you after 10 p.m., they just pleasure you instead.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Yeah, thank you. I want to make one little final anecdote about the election day, because I got to tell you guys, I woke up that day and I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way he wins, right? Like, she's going to win. Like, I'm seriously like, because in my mind, I'm going to be honest, I decided that she would lose like 6 months ago. And then just a series of things kept happening that was like, damn, everybody's really shooting themselves in the foot. There's no way she doesn't just win because she really doesn't deserve to,
A
right?
guy
Like the
in the middle of
annoying thing always
You've
happens.
overestimated
And
the white proletariat
in
once
the
again,
middle
Greg.
of
I did.
Madison Square Garden, a man called Puerto Rico, an island of trash.
And he still got 50% of the
Puerto Rican-
Latino vote, baby. Woo!
He got an overwhelming amount of the Puerto Rican vote.
That's so awesome.
If it makes you feel any better, when that happened, I did in my mind go, he's gonna win, huh? Because you can't just get away with saying shit like that and then nothing happens, right? Like, he's got to win off that shit now.
Yeah.
And then but like during the day, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, the right wing, they seem a little like they feel a little bit of despair. Like, I would see them talking on Twitter about how, like, oh, we're not getting the turnout we want to see. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. And then I was just like, man, I guess she's going to accidentally she's going to step on a banana peel right into the fucking Oval Office. And then, like, by like 9:30, whoo, buddy.
Yeah.
Because after 1 p.m., like, the official Democratic Party like accounts, they stopped posting. Because they posted in the morning about how, like, they won a suburban county in Indiana. And they were like, we didn't win this county last time. We're so excited. And then that was the last post. There was not another post after that. And that was at like 1:30. And I was like, oh, man, shit.
They don't like the numbers they see internally.
I was sleeping on a couch.
I'm sitting in my house watching the map turn red. I was like, damn, this is crazy. And liberals having the exact same meltdown they had in 2016 with the same amount of zero self-reflection about it.
I went to bed at midnight. I turned away from the TV. I woke up at 7 a.m. and I was about to turn over to look at the TV, and then I stopped. I was like, I'm going to look over there, and Donald Trump is going to be the president of the United States again. And I waited for like 30 seconds.
I steeled yourself for it.
I steeled myself. I turned around, I looked at the screen, and Donald Trump was president of the United States again.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy how annoying everything is going to be.
You know just how funny it's going to be?
Like, at a base level, just how agitating it's going to be to exist for the next,
It's already been
half
so
a decade.
bad, it's going to get so much worse.
Remember when QAnon happened because Trump didn't fulfill any of his campaign promises? Imagine what's going to happen when the price of milk continues to go up, because that's all it physically can do.
Donald Trump is actually going to turn the money printer all the way open, and everything is going to be great.
He's going to set it to -1 so that money loses value, and then it'll be fine.
Do you think he's going to send us another stimmy?
No.
I think if he truly wants to be a fascist who rules for 1,000 years, like 1,000-year Reich, I think every time he wants to pass an evil law, he could just send the average American $1,000, and he could write himself in as king of space. Like,
yeah,
the average American is quite stupid, and it's not their fault. It's a failure of our education system. But if he just sent everybody a stimulus check every time he wanted to do something absolutely evil, he could.
Yeah, it would work.
And it would work. It would work.
So, when I wrote this, what was it, like Saturday night, 3 a.m., I wrote, no further updates at this time, but hopefully Trump makes a statement on this. By the time we cover this, we will likely know the results of the election, and if Kamala loses, a non-insignificant number of people will chalk this up to the fact that the Democrats assassinated Peanut the squirrel.
And it was an assassination, folks. Don't let them lie to
It
you.
wasn't.
And for the
That was a
record,
targeted
that was
political
completely true.
assassination.
Came to pass. People do actually genuinely think that Peanut the squirrel is the reason why the Democrats lost last minute. Because we live in a stupid hog country. But
Well, and liberals are completely incapable of any sort of self-reflection
that is also true.
at all.
But yeah. So, does anyone want to volunteer to read Trump's statement? Does anyone have a good Trump voice?
I can't in a good way.
I feel like there's one thing we need to talk about. We talked about election.
Well,
we talked about Peanut. We're missing something. There's the third thing.
Yeah, it's the
monkeys.
40 monkeys that escaped from the island.
Yeah, we got to
South
talk
Carolina.
about those guys.
Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. There have been horrible reports out of New York, my former home state, where state environmental agents raided the home of Mark Longo and his wife. Mark was taken into custody for hours while officials searched his home and eventually took two of their pets, Fred the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel. These animals were later executed by the state of New York. New York authorities, under their terrible governor, true, he got that one right, put more effort into finding and eliminating a squirrel who was innocent by all accounts than they do to control the unchecked illegal immigrants. Innocent by all accounts than they do to control the unchecked illegal immigrants who have flooded their state.
If Peanut could have told them he was from Mexico, they would have sent him on his way and given him a hotel room and a $500 gift card.
That's so good.
To Buddy Squirrel. Instead, he was taken from his family. Very sad and a complete waste of resources. When we win, we will get our priorities in order and make America great again.
No wonder he's president. No wonder he's president. You know, he's been so low energy, but I do think
he's still a catty bitch.
He's still a catty bitch. He can still post with the best of the
he's an old queen, dude. He's such an old queen.
So, last reflections on this is Utah Senator Mike Lee.
God damn it.
Posted a mock-up of a GOP logo in which Squirrel the Peanut is the replacement.
Can I ask you a question?
Peanut
did
the
he
squirrel.
post it on his actual account? Did he post it on his actual account, or did he post it on the based Mike Lee account?
Based Mike Lee.
I really, Mike Lee, if I ever see you face to face, Mike Lee, I swear to God, I'm going to...
He has what's the based Mike Lee account?
It's him.
It's him.
Mike Lee personally running his own alt-right troll account.
No way.
As based Mike Lee.
So he suggests changing the elephant in the GOP mascot to a squirrel for Peanut. And afterwards, the House Judiciary GOP posted justice for Peanut. And then J.D. Vance at a rally says, Trump is fired up over the death of Peanut the squirrel. He was like the Elon Musk of squirrels. America deserves what's coming to it.
It does. It does. So true.
You know what's even crazier about this whole election thing and about like Donald's like response to this whole thing? In the 3 days since the election, the Republicans have said absolutely nothing. They're just letting the Democrats completely eat themselves alive again. It's the same thing that happened in 2016. But Donald is like the entire Republican Party. They're silent. They haven't made any official statements. They haven't said a goddamn word. And they're just watching the Democrats eat themselves alive. Because while the liberals are out there blaming, I don't know, Mexicans for this, like Joe Biden is calling Donald on the phone and being like, you want to come over here for dinner so we can talk before you get inaugurated? Like, it's so crazy how the Democratic establishment is just so obviously, we just have one party. And they're all buddies.
Yeah. You know what's crazy
then,
is when Joe Biden pardons Donald Trump as a last sign of goodwill before he leaves office.
Ooh.
Oh, you know he fucking will. You know he'll do something stupid like that.
That would be impressive.
So
that would be really impressive. That would be such good liberal code.
He'll do it in exchange for Donald pardoning Hunter.
And then he won't do it. And then he'll put Hunter in jail anyway.
Yeah.
Lock that.
But every time they're like Charlie Brown. The Democrats are like fucking Charlie Brown with the fucking football.
They're not a real party. They're controlled opposition.
What's that quote?
They're not even. They don't even have to be controlled.
What's that quote
Not
about America is a one-party state, but in typical American extravagance, they have two of them.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, let's talk about these monkeys in South Kakalaka.
So, really quickly, I just want to acknowledge the fact that in the state that I'm currently in, 40 monkeys have escaped from Alpha Genesis labs.
That's what they're called?
Yeah, the
Yes.
lab is called Alpha Genesis.
So, 43 monkeys, actually. They said it was a group of 50, 7 stayed behind, and 43 bolted out of the door.
DoorDashers on God.
The
I don't know what I was saying there, sorry.
The facility told CBS News that while they have not captured any of the monkeys, they are staying close to the facility. Quote, they're just being goofy monkeys jumping back and forth playing with each other. It's kind of like a playground situation here. What that means is the situation is completely out of their control, and at least 2 officials have killed themselves. Like they're in the fucking Fuhrer.
Yeah,
bunker.
they're coping.
They're jumping down and taking the food and then jumping back up on the fence and the tree line. They're watching us the same way we're watching them. So it appears that they are currently in negotiations with these monkeys to coax them back
Do they
inside.
negotiate with terrorists?
But unfortunately, monkeys are not stupid. They will just take the food and then run back outside. So currently, these monkeys are just outside.
Where are they? Like Beaufort County?
Yeah.
Yes,
Beaufort
Beaufort
County.
That's so funny that they're just out there.
I can't find this, but someone told me that it was an all-female group, and so they can't establish a breeding population, which, if they establish a breeding population,
God, that would
then
be so
unfortunately, Greg's prediction last episode of the lady in Atlanta hitting a macaque with her Nissan Altima will become true and a regular daily occurrence. Like Nostradamus, you have weave, you have the lathe of heaven. You've created this reality by your very statements.
Oh, fuck.
Honestly,
I hope
they
they're
should
wrong.
establish a breeding
I hope
population.
I hope there's
No,
a man.
no,
there's
I
a male
don't.
in there.
They should establish a breeding population because it would be so cool to have monkeys in America.
And you know what's
Right?
crazy
I don't care.
is
I don't give a fuck. We've already fucked up the planet enough. Let's get some goddamn macaques out there.
Let's
you know
go
what's
macaques!
crazy is I actually called Wiley Nickel, because I did that thing that I posted about.
A character from the Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Wiley
I did that
Nickel?
thing that I posted about. I contacted one of the local representatives who could sponsor this bill to ban pet primates, essentially. And he sat down. And he was like he actually had one of his aides, I guess, sit down for a conversation, and she was like, "Yeah, this seems like perfectly in line with this policy. I'll be sure to tell him about it because like I was telling him like, yeah, like." You know, there's a population of macaques in South Carolina. If they ever got out, that would be terrible. Which is funny.
They're going to call you with some questions soon.
Yeah. So, you know, I was told that he's looking into it. And then next update I got is that rather than sponsoring the bill, he co-sponsored a congressional statement to condemn Hamas. And that was the last I heard.
Well, you know what? We have to condemn Hamas. I swear to God, I'll shoot that country into the sun.
The rhesus macaques wouldn't condemn Hamas.
Well, that's because they're racist macaques.
So
Write that down.
This is Alpha Genesis is the research company that won the federal contract to oversee the Monkey Island. We've talked about this. The island off of South Carolina's coast that is just filled with thousands of macaques called Monkey Island. This is the first of many
Morgan
containment
Island.
breaches, I believe. First of many. Get ready for the macaques to completely overrun America. It's going to be really funny.
Get ready to learn macaque, buddy.
Get ready to learn. That's the noise they make, I think.
That's accurate, actually. That's exactly what they sound like.
Is that the noise they make? That's terrifying.
Kinda. They just kind of make like horrific screeching noises.
Oh my god, this isn't the first time this has happened, by the way.
Oh no, yeah, remember we talked about this. The truck that tipped over and spilled 100 monkeys into the wild.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
and also 8 years ago, 19 monkeys escaped from the facility, but they got recaptured.
this has happened. This is at least the third time this has happened. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how they keep
Alpha Genesis needs to be shut down.
You know what? Remember that episode, Monkey Farm Maoism, where I like made fun of those people for like not wanting the monkey lab built in their community? I owe them an apology. Apparently, these people cannot keep the fucking monkeys inside the building. Maybe it because
you would seem you would. I would if I listen. If I had monkeys in my building, if it were me, my building would be specifically designed to not let the monkeys out. I would have like at least double doors. At least that much. Do they not have double doors? What's going on?
They don't need them.
Oh, I will say, okay, so I found this. Local authorities said Thursday that the escaped primates were all very young female primates weighing approximately 6 to 7 pounds and had never been used for testing due to their age. I'm sorry. I thought they said were used for testing due to their age, and I thought they were doing like evil, like fucking.
No, yeah, and I think it's funny. I think it's funny that they say that they were never used for testing because their age, and that means that they are like not going to carry diseases. Well, but we know something about macaques on this show, don't we? What is that fact, Austin?
It's the herpes.
It's the herpes.
But I will say...
It's the fact that they, like, all have herpes.
They're not emphasizing this in the headlines. That is true. However, in the warning sent to residents of Beaufort? Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Beaufort County, South
Carolina.
It's Beaufort. They advised everyone to immediately, like, close their windows, lock themselves inside, and, like, end of the world type panic shit. But they do mention that they carry herpes B in, like... a couple sentences down. But also someone got a video of them somehow, and it got posted to social media, I think. So they're clearly lying about the monkeys just having a fun time playing outside the facility. I think that they are in full-blown panic mode. So that's all the updates we have for now. We'll see what happens next episode.
I'm looking forward to
it was CBS News who warned everyone about the herpes, I think.
That's good. Also, I do have to go now.
Yeah, Greg's got to go.
Let's wrap up. All right, everybody.
Now that Trump is going to lower the prices of hamburgers, you fucking animals, please consider spending some of your spare riches.
Yeah, your spare burger chain.
Some of your spare super profits extracted from the third world. And join our Patreon.
And also everyone stay tuned because guess what? Greg streams are returning very soon.
Gotta confuse.
You did not demand this to happen, but it's happening anyway.
I just spent a small fortune, and the Greg streams will continue. And I am going to need everyone at home to please tell your friends and family about the Patreon. Please tell your closest, most trusted loved ones to listen to our most egregious episodes. And then tell them that we need $5. The more $5 you give us, the more live episodes you'll get out of us.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Like we said, you can find us on patreon.com/Gorilla Radio Show, twitch.tv/Gorilla Radio Show. Our Twitter is @gorilla__radio. We will be back in just a couple of weeks with our next episode. Our next episode will be a live in-studio recorded episode.
Get ready, motherfuckers.
Get ready.
Strap in.
Actually, maybe, hopefully, all the episodes for the rest of the year will be live episodes. That's the goal.
It is possible. It is quite possible.
Or we'll just get drunk and
strap in.
Eat
who knows?
out.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna do one good episode and then get drunk and make another one that we could never remember.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Get home safe.
Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. End the recording. I hate these people.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.